So I'm walking up this narrow trail to that glacier. So up here it's not too bad of a view. It's still a little bit hazy, but not terrible. And it doesn't look too far, but I'm sure it's a lot further than I think it is. And there's the Jeep right down there. There's the glacial runoff. And that's where I'm heading. Look at that climb. I'm dying here. I haven't done a hike in a long time. All right, so a wrong turn got me that view of the glacier, which is pretty awesome. And it goes right around this mount here and continues up that way. So you can actually walk this ridgeline all the way up. I talked to somebody on the way down. He said, you know, it's about like what I just hiked, maybe a little bit more steep, but you still really can't get out to the glacier for as far as he walked anyway. And looking down here, I'm not quite sure if you can walk to that part without a really rough and rocky climb, because I saw a guy sitting way back there, and looking over the edge I can see just how difficult it would be just to get to the edge of the ice. And I know underneath all that dirt is ice still. I am going to go down to this area down here where there's an overlook, and you can at least get out to basically the very end where all the dirt and gravel is, and at least check that area out. But I'm glad I made the wrong turn and ended up coming up here. It is a pretty view, which I'll take a panoramic of when I'm done filming, but can't really tell in the camera, but you're pretty close to the glacier just standing right where I'm at. The problem is it's a pretty steep drop off to get down to it. So that's it. That's the end for me. I'm not walking further up there. You can see how high the trail goes, and it just keeps going and going, he said. So that's not going to happen. So now I'm down towards the bottom, and as you can see, it is a long way up if you were to walk to try to touch that ice, but I'm sure it's doable. And over here is the Glacier Lake. So we'll see what's down here and then head back. All right, from here it looks very doable if I wouldn't exerted what energy I wanted to put into this of walking up the ridgeline there. Might have actually attempted to go up there, but I don't think I'm going to. It is really pretty down here. I've never been at a base like this. The one in Banff, you're kind of at the base, but that one's a big tease. You can't actually walk on it unless you pay someone to take you. Otherwise, you just kind of walk up to the one line at the base and then look at it from a distance. This one here, you can pretty much go anywhere you want. That's just cool. didn't know this was here until I heard it. It's a glacier waterfall. That color must be awesome when the sun shines on it. A mound of dirt. That's actually the glacier. Look at that. It is enormous. Rocks are falling from up there. I could hear them falling. I looked up and they were falling over the edge. So to go up to the edge of the other part of the glacier, you have to hike up there to get up. And it's a little too dangerous to do alone or to do it all. So this is where my adventure ends, but I did get to touch a glacier. All that water is coming out from underneath the glacier. So that sign, they're not kidding. I was trying to do another slow-mo and waiting forever for a rock to fall, and it didn't. So when I was filming the water coming underneath the glacier, a huge rock crashed about 10 to 12 feet from me. And yeah, that one could have got me for sure. So it was time to move on. Very cool to see. Glad I didn't die or get seriously hurt. But it would have been really neat to get up to the white stuff, but it was still really neat to get to the wall of ice there. So that was really cool. And one of those dumb things I'm sure I'll get some comments on. But you know what? Dumb, yes. You only live once, yes. So I did it. I would definitely tell people not to do that. Just because it is super dangerous. I mean, that rock was close. It caught me off guard. It slammed pretty close near to me. And it was a nice size. It was about, I would say, it was at least this big around, the rock, when I saw it bounce behind me and to the side. But yeah, that would have knocked me out for sure. But it didn't. I lived to tell the tale. And now I need to head back and find a place for the night. I have no idea where I'm staying, as usual. I was hoping to have cell service tonight, but it doesn't look like I'm going to. I'm too far out of Valdez in the valley and not close enough to, I think it's Route 4, Highway 4, to Anchorage. So I'm gonna have to find somewhere somewhat decent to stay in between. So that's my mission now. Just need to take the, I don't know, quarter-mile walk back and enjoy the view on the way. How cool is that? That's just amazing. All right, so as I was driving out, I saw that at the very end of the lot, there were these spots, and they have fire rings and just sitting areas. But rather than drive, I don't know, 20, 30 miles to the next spot on Overland or see if I find anything in between, I think I'm just gonna stay here. It's quiet, there's not a whole lot going on. Tomorrow is Saturday on Labor Day, so I imagine that it's gonna start getting busy here early on, but until then, I am going to wake up, see what that looks like with the sun shining on it, if the rain doesn't start by then, which I think it's supposed to, but we'll find out. And just make this my night spot and then get moving relatively early tomorrow. And there's pit toilets over there at the other end of the lot near the entrance to the trail. So yeah, it works out really well. I think it's about 9 o'clock already, so if it was earlier, I'd probably move on, but it's time to call it a night, so that's what I'm gonna do.